which essentially is dead on arrival, and basically destroyed the sukuk market. It is unhelpful. You better not push those products, because the country is much better off without those, rather than having that kind of sukuks which has no viability to begin with, and mistrust in the issuer, on the issuer. If you have a mistrust about the issuer, you cannot issue bonds. Bond is faith-based. It's an honor that must always be respected. What is the problem with Bangladesh? Why didn't you have a bond market in Bangladesh? Because Bangladesh government and regulators have never ever established the fact that if you fail to honor your bond, you fail and you disappear. Means you don't have the right to exist your business because you have failed to honor your commitment to serve your bond. That's what is in the Western countries. Go and if an institution fails for one day, it's bankrupt. It's bankrupt. Big companies, $1 billion sales, Enron, collapsed in one day because it failed to provide the coupons to the customers for one day, and then the next day it disappeared. But in Bangladesh, no problem. Sorry, Tukku, I can restart again and do another bond, and go to the bank and keep borrowing beyond the single borrower limit and so on. So that's the governance part of it. That's where we have to collectively ensure that in future, what happened in the past, we learn from that, we take them to task, and for future, we must not do it again, we must not allow it to be done again. And that's not something that one governor can ensure. It has to be ensured by the governor, by the government as a whole, and by the public demand. The people must demand that it cannot be allowed. Council should do their part. They must stand up and say that, okay, here is my job, I don't care. But I think I will not approve this and I will walk out of this meeting. Can they? Have they done it? No. So it's a collective guilt that we are suffering from. So we cannot point to each other. Everybody has a finger pointed to them. And we need to get out of that mindset. We should do what we should do for us, for me, what I need to do. If everybody does what he or she needs to do, then nothing can go wrong in the world. But if you collectively point finger, oh, that's his problem, I just saved my job. If I save my job attitude, then we will fall back again in the same situation that we have just been passing through. So that will be unfortunate. So let's hope that we have a new beginning. Let's hope that the new government, whichever comes in power, will be held accountable to do the safeguard the financial institution, including Islamic institutions. They must not be taken as a honeypot to rob and take it out of the country and let the people suffer for years to come. That is the responsibility and the commitment of our society and of every one of us. We should protest. Every one of us. No loan can go, I can tell you, without somebody in the board, without somebody in the management, without somebody in the field level acting together. Nothing can go. So we need to think about that, just not blame it to the politicians and others. We are part of it. So we must prevent ourselves from being a part of those crooked people, groups, and simply say, well, I'm just saving my job. That's not enough. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope we can reconstitute our financial system. Let's hope on the part of Bangladesh Bank, where also a lot of fingers are pointed, we can come out and say in future this will not happen. Let's hope the leadership of banks, individual commercial banks, of the central bank, and in the Ministry of Finance and others, they will be doing what the country expects them to do. And the expectation is very simple, very minimal. Do the right things for the country. That's all we want. We don't want fantastic things. We want the right things. What is right, we can ask our own soul. We don't have to look at any law, books or things. That as they say, your own heart will say which is right and which is wrong. You don't have to ask anybody else. And use that internal own assessment in the right way. That will solve all of our problems, or much of our problem in future. We'll have a much better banking system, much better allocation of resources, efficiency of those resources, and so on. Right now, if you talk about resources, if in a Union Bank or GIB, Global Islamic Bank, 98% of assets, deposits, have gone to one family and taken out of the country. What is left in that bank? How could that bank survive even? So it's a huge destruction that has been done, and it's not going to be easy, because it's not for nothing that our reserves came down from 48 billion to 20 billion. Why? Somebody took that money out. It's not that suddenly we have been consuming too many goods and things. No. It's simply the bank money, deposits were collected. Many of these banks, these 5 banks, including Islamic Bank of Bangladesh, they are used for the last 7-8 years simply for collecting deposits and not for lending, because there is only one borrower. The borrower will take it in different names and take it out of the country. So what will happen to our system, our economy, our people, and the savers, depositors, all that? So this is something that we must prevent. And Bangladesh Bank is the custodian of banks. Bangladesh Bank is the regulator. We have a moral, legal, and principal obligation to safeguard that. That's one. But I think as academicians, as practitioners, we all have our say in that journey for future, so that we never, ever fall back on what has happened. And we get back to actual principled application of Islamic banking principles, finance principles. Then it cannot happen if we do that. It cannot happen. But we have to do it. So that's my humble submissions to you all. I hope that we can look for a better future. We must look for a better future for us and for our future generations. And we can achieve that collectively with our conscience, our vivek, যেটাকে আমি বলছিলাম একটু আগে, যে you have to ask always your own self what is right, what is wrong, and act accordingly. Don't only do it for the sake of your job. Job is not eternal, but your principal stand will be with you forever. Thank you very much.